ladies and gentlemen. Okay, good afternoon. And today I got a special guest with me today, and one of the property experts in Singapore, and really has a great insight of how an employee can transition to become an investor. And today I'm coming from the perspective of e-commerce, and Marko is coming from the perspective of property investors. Okay, so now Marko, pleasure having you here.
Thank you for inviting me, Andrew. It's my pleasure. Hello, guys.
And we've known each other for probably about 2 years already, and yet so many things, so many knowledge has been exchanged between the two of us, and I'm very grateful to have you here. Thank you so much once again. Okay, so now why am I doing this video is because I got a sense from the economy that people are thinking that 2019 wasn't too good, and 2020 is their hope in 2020. So that's why, coming from this perspective, what are your opinions about 2019 and how 2020 is like for you?
If you're talking about property market,
yeah,
this year we are very excited. This year a lot of developers have to clear their stock, and we expect new land sale to happen in 2021. And the government has always had a policy that new land sale must always be at a higher price than the previous land sale. So when that happens, whatever you buy this year is likely, most probably, going to appreciate. Now when that happens, it also means that next year the property price, once appreciated, may be not ideal for newbies to enter.
Okay.
So I learned my property investing from many people, and some of them are top investors themselves. They themselves run very big property agency. So I spoke to them, and then they taught me that they think that this year the price will, at the end of the year, show a bouncing up. So which means that the windows of opportunity for us to grab more undervalued deal will be closing slowly and slowly. So regardless, now our Singapore property price is regardless of outside economy. It's actually very much determined by the government.
Okay.
So whatever happened outside Singapore does not really affect.
Well, that was actually one of the big questions, because like we talk about trade wars, we talk about all those changes. So now you're saying it's not but it's more how to say, determined by our government.
Our policies, correct.
So if let's say for somebody, now you're saying the window is going to close quite soon already.
I believe so.
Then if somebody haven't started, now what should they be doing?
No, there's still plenty of time, because from now to the year end we still got another 11 months. So there's time for you to either sell your property, decouple, many things to it, maybe gear up, get some cash, and buy second-hand properties. You should buy in when it's low and let it rise. But at the same time, I like to buy below market value and rent at market value or even higher, so that I always have pocket money. So if the property price never increase, it's okay. I'll still have pocket money, which means that I'm being paid as I wait.
So coming back to pocket money, we had a conversation earlier, and the question I asked was like, what is really the link between employees or business owners to property? I think the general consensus is many people don't really know what they should start first in terms of planning their lives. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Correct. I spoke to many students, and I myself went through that cycle alone. It's very sad, because when I look at it, much of my earlier property investing knowledge is based on people who don't have properties, and they tell me how they feel on how to invest in properties. And those formed my program for buying properties, which I never enter. Then I learned from the people who own multiple properties, the earlier teachers who are willing to teach, and their mindset is completely different, the other way around. I mean, just like a bank loan, is it good or bad? When I buy a property, should I quickly pay up? Should I buy a property? Should I invest in a property that I personally like? Now, all these are things that when I'm being taught new ways of thinking, it's totally the opposite.
And okay, I these are really quite deep questions to ask really. And I would say maybe this short interview probably couldn't go into too far of the details. Maybe I would say, like, now in this video,
Yes.
the main thing that I like to really address is people who are new, people who are stuck.
Yes.
Especially people who are saying, okay, I got not enough money, but I'm willing to put in a bit of effort to explore.
Yes.
Then as an employee, now what should I do? If I'm a new business owner, what should I do? If let's say the amount of money that these people have isn't really that big.
Yeah. So if your amount of money isn't that big, then try to avoid buying residential property, because
Okay.
in residential property you need 25% down payment.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can buy commercial properties, and sometimes you can get down payment of 10-20%. And if you are lucky, you buy properties that already have tenants, and then because of tenants deposit that they have to come back to you, you'll offset even more the buying price.
Wow, how to even get started on that kind?
Yeah, so you have to learn how to buy you have to learn to spot properties with lease. So recently we spotted a few properties that has 5 years lease,
Okay.
which means that the moment we buy,
Okay.
the seller pay us 5 months deposit plus 1 month advance rental.
Okay.
So that's 6 months. So the property is about nearly $1 million. 6 months of 5K rental is 30K. So $1 million property will require you to have at least 10% down payment. So that's
Okay.
100K.
Okay.
100K minus the 30K deposit, you got only 70K. Of course, you have to add your stamp duty, blah blah blah. But this make your achievement very low. And if you talk about commercial property,
Yeah.
two employees can actually collaborate together. Each one come out 50K,
Yeah.
and then form a company that owns a commercial property. Yeah.
Sounds really interesting on that.
Yeah.
So now what you're saying is that actually when people say I can't find money to put on the down payment, a lot of times not that true, right?
No. So my guideline, it goes back to this belief: money is just an idea. When you have no money, it's actually when you have no idea. So you join schools, you read books, you read forums, because you want to get the idea, and that's called money making idea. So once you have the idea, you can take actions and then convert those into money. So that's how people become money magnets.
There is like, if we in business school we are
Yeah.
always being taught, so, okay, first thing is cash flow.
Correct.
Then after you have cash flow already, then you invest your cash flow.
Yeah.
And the key thing is, of course, you got to have some kind of way of making money, or through jobs or through business,
Correct.
for your first cash flow. What in these three things, like business, cash flow, investment, what should be the correct sequence for the layman?
Okay, so business must generate cash flow.
Yeah.
Every month, a small portion of cash flow must be set aside into another bank account, and let this account grow. As soon as you hit 50K in that account, you can be a property owner.
50K, that doesn't sound that difficult at all.
No. Last year, I bought a property at 360K. My
Okay.
down payment is 10%.
36,000.
Of course, you add the tax, everything, it comes to 50K. How
Yeah.
difficult can that be? And that property will give me pocket money about $500 a month.
You know, like I just want to play devil's advocate here. People, there'll be audience will say, "Oh yeah, Marko, so simple, man." So what's the? Is there any catch?
There's no catch. The
Yeah.
problem is that we are always taught that things cannot be easy, things must be difficult. Money easy come, easy go. But actually that's not true. When I believe all that, that's where I remain poor. When you learn how to invest, I find that it's so easy that I don't need a degree or PhD. And most of the property owners I met outside who has multiple properties, man, they don't even have GCO level, man. So you learn from them.
Is there a way of calculation in property investing that can ensure that you will not lose money?
Yeah. So we go around. First thing we do is we buy undervalue. So you
Okay.
buy cheapest than the guy who bought earlier. So we are undervalued, we are very safe, which means that already is a profit built in. Then we make sure that unit can be rent. So we will ask you to do some tests before you buy the property. And once you do the test, it's proven correct, then you buy the property. Then you look at the numbers and you look at your age and you go to different bank, because different bank can lend you different tenure. Now, when I was young, I was told to pay down the debts as soon as possible. And as a result, when my wife and I first have our investment property, most of our income went to pay down the loan, which is wrong. You should stretch a loan, pay as little installment as possible so that the renter can give you pocket money and you can live a happier life. So those are those numbers. If you have time with me, maybe about 2-3 hours, I will clear all those numbers up for you.
Sounds good. So like for a person who is interested to become your mentee, what do you ask of them?
Well, becoming my mentee is difficult, because I only have 24 hours, 7 days a week. I mean, no, man. I mean, become my student is easy because we have a support group to mentor you. So I have senior coach who will guide you. So just join our community. Come listen to our talk, see what we say makes sense, or if it doesn't, go away. But I'm sure that everybody who attended my talk goes away with some value.
Awesome. And now we've been talking about property, we're talking about investment. More like, I want to ask something a bit deeper.